Hi, I'm Angie Fenton. Sunrise Children's Services helps children in crisis shine. Sunrise provides safe and loving foster homes, residential treatment programs, and in-home services designed to keep families together. They're making a difference in the lives of children every day, all across Kentucky. We will introduce you to many of the dedicated and committed people involved and learn why it is so necessary. As President and CEO Dr. Bill Smithwick tells us, the need is increasing. There are more children in out-of-home care than ever before. Poverty due to the economy, increased addictions, the breakdown of the family, all contribute to children being removed from the home because it's not safe for them to be there.
It is the state's responsibility to take care of these kids. These children who have been removed from their homes because of substantiated abuse and neglect are then temporary wards of the state. There are today, as we speak, about 7,000 children in out-of-home care. The state doesn't have the resources to care for all of these kids. If you're in education or you're in social work, criminal justice, or healthcare system, you see these children and you see the issues and the problems that they have in the homes they come from. But most of our society doesn't see these kids. They're kind of in the shadows of our society. And someone has to be a voice for them and speak up for them and let the rest of our society know. I firmly believe that if most people in this state and across the country really knew what was going on with this population of children, there would be more of a desire to step up and try to meet the needs of these kids. When we start talking about kids who suffer the abuse and neglect that we see as early as 18 months, 2 years, on through their adolescent age years, it's more than a tragedy, it's criminal. And to think that kids, innocent children, are robbed of those mysterious, wonderful years of life as a child, to know that they don't know what it feels like to be safe and to be stable, and to know that they're loved, to have someone tell them they love them. Many of our kids come and say, adults never told me they love me. To not have to worry about, are they going to have something to eat? Is someone going to be there to care for them? Are they going to be beaten? Are they going to be sexually abused? Are they just going to be left on their own? Most of us have it within our hearts to say, that's not right. That's happening around us. Yes, it's happening around us. It's happening in every county, in every community, all across Kentucky. We need to get the word out. And I think the people, good people, the American people, Kentuckians, will stand up and will respond to this terrific need. They just don't know. It's hard to get it through to the legislature. It's hard to get it through with all the demands that are on them, all the demands that are on so many sectors of our society, to really get the word out about these children. They're voiceless. They don't vote. They're not taxpayers. But what we want to see happen is we want to help save their lives and give them a future. We want them to become contributors to our society and not takers as they stay on government assistance. We want to see them grow and thrive and prosper like I had the opportunity to grow and thrive and prosper as an adopted child. Every child deserves that. But unfortunately, many of them, many of them, more than the 7,000 that are in out-of-home care in Kentucky, don't have that opportunity. Somebody's got to provide it for them. That's what we've been doing since 1869. That's what we're going to continue to do.
I'm here at Spring Meadows, one of many campuses throughout Kentucky where Sunrise Children's Services is providing outstanding care for children and their families. At Spring Meadows and at the Glendale Center, we learned so much by talking to the dedicated and caring Sunrise staff, and we met some of the children they are helping.
These are not bad kids. Bad things have happened to them. The good things that should have been provided for them haven't been. They're not just things or numbers, they're kids. And they're in that adolescent age in their life, many of them, or the latency age. It's very traumatic, it's very difficult for them. Try to put yourself in their shoes.
They always say things negative. I mean, I try not to let it get to me, but it's kind of hard because they're my parents.
Sure.
They would kind of start yelling at me, And then when they get too mad, like really mad, they start like hitting me with things that I don't like. So I just start running away, like I just run out the door.
If it weren't for Sunrise and Spring Meadows, what?
If it wasn't for Sunrise, I'd probably still be the same person.
Are you happy with the person you are now?
Yes, I'm very happy.
When the kids come to our residential programs, and really to all of our programs, they often have behavioral issues that they have to address and deal with so that they can go to school and be in a foster home and oftentimes go back to their families. And their behavioral issues are due to the abuse and neglect that they've suffered. They didn't have parents that cared if they went to school or if they ate or if they were taken care of, and to put them on the right path and show them right from wrong. So oftentimes they made bad choices, and then they come to Sunrise and we help them through our residential programs get on the right path and get on the right track so that they can have a better future.
What got me put in Sunrise and in jail and stuff is I was selling drugs and robbing people and stealing, and what they say is my defiance and my anger is kind of what gets me in trouble. I've just never had any like positive male feedback, maybe. And so when I came here, all the male staff, they were always like willing to help me and like help me learn things. And so if I got mad, then they would just, you know, sit down and talk to me and give me some wise information so I can just, you know, learn how to handle situations differently.
So when you never experience that one-on-one time, what happens is when you do get that, it's nurturing. And you can actually get some of the anger, or either you get some of the stuff out that they couldn't get out with a family member or even in therapy.
And I pretty much just learned to think. Just think before I act or speak.
Good shot.
If it wasn't for Sunrise, I would either be dead or I would still be robbing people and selling drugs. Oh yeah, it helped me really turn around, Sunrise.
I've been here since August 9th.
Okay. And in that time frame, what have you learned? What have you learned because of Sunrise?
I learned to accept responsibility. If it wasn't for Sunrise, then I don't know where I'd be at right now. I'd probably be in jail.
They come in scarred, bruised, hopeless, and when they get here, we try to provide them with an atmosphere and a treatment plan that gives them an opportunity to heal and become whole again and be a great part of this wonderful society we have. I think every child deserves that. I got into it because of that. I just try to, you know, treat them as if though they were my own children. You know, when I come in the morning, I speak to them the same way. Excuse me. I would speak to my own kids, and you know, I think if somebody had done that along the way, some of the parents, you know, and I don't know what every situation is, but you know, with the right love and environment, I think any child can change. You know, I say to them every day, you know, you have a chance. You have a choice. No matter what the world is giving you, you have a choice. And if you want to continue with the behaviors and with the lashing out, you know, things are not going to change for you. But if you want to change your life, if you want to be important, you want to give back, you want to have an opportunity to help another young lady make a difference in her life, then you have to choose for yourself that you are worthy, that you're important, that you're worth living here. You know, you want to be here. And most of the time, you know, that's in them and they want that. They just need help to bring it out.
I have actually learned that everybody is not out to get you. The world is not as bad as it seems. There might be a lot of troubles going on, but it's not that bad. And there's actually people that reach out to help you. It's just your choice if you want to receive that help or not.
We also met a former Sunrise resident who is now a mother herself and on the path to success because of the help she received from Sunrise Children's Services.
The staff members were a very big role in my life at Sunrise. They were like family.
Without them, I don't think that I would have been able to complete the program. And I'm sorry. Or have the coping skills that I do, or be able to feel proud of myself as a mother, or as a daughter, as a student. They reassured me every step of the way. If it hadn't been for Sunrise, I would have never finished high school or went to college. I'm not even sure that I would still be breathing or be able to wake up every morning and be thankful that I had the opportunity. I'd be resentful and still going down the wrong path.
Each girl has a different story, a different path that they've walked before coming here. But the common thread here is to get them help, to get them healed, and to repair their broken spirits. Many of them have very little hope, and they have very little anticipation that things are going to work out well for them. And so one of the main things that Sunrise can do for these girls is to show them that there is a future for them.
And former resident Alice Pepper knows what it is like to suddenly leave her home and wonder what her future would hold. She entered the original Glendale home at age 10 and never forgot her experience.
I left Glendale when I was 18 and had just married. And then I came back to Sunrise when I retired from teaching and needed something to fill my time and needed something to dedicate my passion to, my energy to. And I came back to Sunrise, and I served as a tutor here at Glendale, and now I serve as a board member for Sunrise Children's Services.
Do you share your personal story with them?
Yes, I do, and they're very surprised that I grew up at Glendale. Of course, Glendale is different now than it was then, but the fact that Glendale still provides a safe place and food and shelter, and even now so much more because they provide counseling, therapy, health care, just every need that the girls have is provided through Sunrise. The opportunities that I had because I lived at Glendale changed my life and caused me to have a future that I would not have been able to have had it not been for the help of Sunrise Children's Services.
Alice remembers the bell that would call the children to meals 3 times a day all those many years ago. The bell, along with the Angel Memorial and the arch, were moved from the original location to the new campus site and serve as a reminder to all of the history of Glendale.
The Memorial Garden is where so many children are memorialized. The arch represents their entrance to the campus of Glendale. It was at the end of the sidewalk that connected the railroad track to the main building of the campus. And many children came by train and walked through that arch to a new life at Glendale.
Children who leave Spring Meadows, Glendale, and the other Sunrise programs may return to their home, but many will be placed in foster care. The need for qualified, loving foster homes continues to grow. Sunrise provides professional training and ongoing support to foster parents. We talked with some of the amazing people who are involved.
I'm called, I think, to serve in the field of foster care and adoption. My husband and I are adoptive parents, so it's very important to us. And the beauty of Sunrise is that we reach so many kids across the state, and that's really important to me, is to have a broad outreach to all of the kids that need our help. I think a lot of times society tends to think that children get into the foster care system because of something they've done. And we, of course, know that's just the opposite. They're the innocent ones in all of this. They are the victims. They are the ones that, through no fault of their own, have been hurt and yet removed from their home, taken to new families, new surroundings, and told you have to start your life all over, and not really sure what that means. And that's a big misconception in the world, I think, about foster care. You know, these are kids that they just need a chance. They need a safe place where they can learn and grow like we want for all of our children.
You got to think these kids are just like our kids, and they don't deserve this. And somebody's got to help them. What are we going to do? Are we just going to walk by and not respond? Are we just going to say, well, I guess that's just the state's responsibility? But the state's just overwhelmed by this.
The need for foster homes and adoptive homes are literally overwhelming in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Literally every day we receive referrals from a child that needs a safe place to call home. And sadly enough, sometimes we have to say no, and we have to turn those children away because we simply don't have the homes. We simply don't have a bed for that child to sleep in tonight. We see every level of abuse and neglect, whether it be sexual, physical, emotional, on things that you would not even imagine and would be absolutely nightmares to most people, is reality for us.
I have a sign in my home, and it's a sign that's here in this office. Is to the world you may be one person, but to that one person you may be the world. And I know that a lot of the girls before leaving my home, they came in broken and bruised and very low self-esteem, but when they went out, they were whole and they had a purpose, and they have a dream and a desire to do better for their lives. All you have to do is fill that home with love, compassion, some good home-cooked food, and a lot of time, quality time for each one of those children. I've often said, you know, I just don't want my foster children to have a home. I want them to have a place of refuge, a place to where they can heal, a place to where they can overcome a lot of the problems that they've had to go through, and they can get healing. And once they're healed, they can go on to be the better person. They can become a better person.
The need never goes away. We may not hear about it for a while, or it may not be the top news story or something like that, but the need is there, and these kids deserve a home. They deserve a place to come home to.
To know that you're giving back to a family in need, and especially the child in need. They're so innocent. It's wonderful to see or hear him laugh, to see him be comfortable going to bed at night, knowing that that's his room, that's his bed, that we're going to be there for him when he comes to me and cries sometimes and just tells me that things that have happened to him and stuff. That makes me feel good, that I'm making him feel comfortable enough to come to me and to share his feelings. You have to want to help a child improve in life, show them a different way, show them that they are loved, they're cared for, and that you're going to be there for them.
The greatest mystery and maybe myth about foster care is that you have to be something really special. You have to be a superhero in order to take a child into your home and change their lives. The fact is, it's just ordinary people. It's ordinary people who have that desire in their heart but are willing to take it to the next level and just be daring and go ahead and do it.
What makes a good one? Really, it's their motivation. If they're in it because they really have a heart and they see the needs of these children, and they're willing to open up their homes to bring them in and to provide healing and stability and change in their lives, that's usually the kind of foster parent that we're looking for. We have a lot of our foster families who see this as a mission, as a calling. A lot of people just see it as their personal mission because they see the pain and suffering of these children, and they know that someone has got to respond, and they find themselves open to that. And when they come to Sunrise, they find a very, very supportive organization that not only supports the child that they have, but also supports the family to give them the 24/7 support they need to deal with these children.
What I praise them about is the support that they give. They say, you know, on paper they say we support you in this and that, but they actually do. I mean, they're available 24/7, day or night. I've had crises arise at wee hours of the morning, and I could always call, and I would always have the support there that I needed.
Sunrise is really, really good to work with. I'm so happy we chose them.
So oftentimes, fostering leads to adopting, and that's a blessing for the children and for the parents.
These wonderful foster parents you just met provide a home and a family and help so many children. But some parents open up their hearts even further and want to adopt. This is a very important issue for me, and I can speak from experience because I am an adopted child. I was welcomed into a wonderful family. I recently met the Greggs, another amazing family. Alan and Anna Gregg changed many lives when they adopted a group of brothers. These boys stole their hearts and mine.
I'm Alan, I'm 14, and I'm the oldest of the 7 Gregg kids.
I am 12, and I'm the second oldest.
Okay, and Philip?
6, and I'm the youngest.
You're the youngest out of 7.
My name is Jerry Gregg. I'm 10, and I'm the 3rd oldest.
I'm James, and I'm 8 and a half, and I'm the 3rd youngest. I'm Joshua, I am 9, and I'm the middle child in the Gregg family. My name is Danielle. I am 7 years old. If you do me from 1 to 7, I will be the second one in my family. And if you do me from 7 to 1, I will be the 6th.
What does it mean to be adopted?
Chosen.
Who chose you?
Anna Gregg and Alan Gregg.
We were at a point where neither my wife nor I could conceive children, so we got with our Sunrise director, Kenny Williams, and we told him that we needed to look forward to doing adoption and where that would lead us. Before the adoption was done, we had 7 boys, and it was great. I mean, it's busy, it's a lot of hectic stuff, but it's a real blessing. I mean, when you walk in the door, there's your boys, and the joy that you have of coming home and having that many boys and all the things going on and all the excitement of everything, you can't replace that with anything else.
It can be very heart-tugging sometimes, because to know that although I never gave birth to these kids, they're mine. And people who see us out and people who don't know don't realize that they're not our biological, but they are our kids. And they won't ever be anything else.
When you pray the prayer of Jabez, just a little line in the Bible says, God, increase my territory, that I may better serve you. Our territory, huge, but it's worth it.
What would you tell a kid who's out there who's hoping to someday be adopted and have that, not just that home, but maybe even just to have a foster home?
That there is hope, that you will get a family, and just don't give up.
Right now, there are kids who have given up hope, but we can change that. The Sunrise staff, the Greggs, the foster parents, and many of the children you've met in this program, they're all hoping for the same thing, that you will want to help make a difference in a child's life.
I hope that through this broadcast, lots of good Kentuckians will say, I didn't know. How can I get involved? How can I help? What can I do?
Sunrise is a different kind of an agency. Our staff are all very committed to what we do. Julie Roberts adopted a child, one of our children. Kenny Williams has adopted a child. Our CEO is adopted. I have a background similar to our children. All of our staff, it's a mission for them and it's a calling. And they come to work every day really looking to change these kids' lives and to make it a better life for them and a better future for them.
You would be surprised at the number of ways people can help that may seem very simple, but they have a tremendous impact with our kids. Everything from sending birthday cards for children that haven't had a chance to celebrate their birthdays in the past, to sponsoring a child for Christmas You know, sometimes our kids for the very first time are actually asked, what is it you might want for Christmas? And when they see their wishes fulfilled, very simple wishes, fulfilled Christmas morning, that really speaks to them. You can come in and tutor our kids. You can come in and visit or check with any of our programs and figure out what the needs are at that moment. You know, when we are gearing up for back to school, we always need school supplies. We need clothing and other supplies for the kids. When they come to us, generally they come with a garbage bag with just a few items. Their only possessions in life just stuck in that bag. So we really have to provide them with everything.
We are a multi-service continuum of care for Kentucky's abused and at-risk kids. We provide, as best we can, preventive services on the front end so the kids don't have to be removed from care, to if the child needs intensive residential treatment or psychiatric residential treatment, we're able to provide that, to foster homes where a kid can live in a stable home until they can either get home or either live there until they age out of the system. Or if the child can be adopted. There are so many kids in Kentucky today waiting on a home. We have a program in London that's an alternative to detention to keep kids out of detention so that they can go to school, not be truant, get off drugs. We are a full service, I guess you could say, organization to Kentucky's kids. We are, we believe, the answer. And we believe that we are that response to help these kids, to love them, to care for them, to provide for them, and to get them back home where they want. The first institution on earth was the family. That's where kids belong. I wish none of them had to come live with us. They need to be at home. And we're going to do the best we can to find them a home and get them home and keep them there. And that's our mission. I don't know how these kids make it as well as they do. I don't know how they survive as well as they do, but they're resilient. And most of them, if you give them the opportunity and you give them some love, and that kind of love is an unconditional love that says it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what's happened to you. We love you, we care for you. You have potential. It's amazing to see how they can just light up and their lives can be changed. There's nothing like that. There's no greater feeling than that. And I would suggest to the citizens of this country and this state, there's no better investment than that. Invest in these kids with us. Invest in their future. Invest so that they can know what it's like to be a productive, successful individual. That's what we do here. And we invite you and others to be a part of it with us.
Find out how you can help. Together, we can help children in crisis shine. Become a foster parent, volunteer your time or skills, or help support Sunrise by making a donation. Give them a call at 855-33-I-CARE or visit them online at sunrise.org. I'm Angie Fenton for everyone at Sunrise. Thank you for watching.